Say hey, Yellow Jacket football fans. Welcome to, and we're going to change the name of the show. It used to be the Hal Lamb Show. It's now the Champions Show. The Yellow Jackets, the champions of AAA, with a big 27-20 victory over the Washington County Golden Hawks. Coach, congratulations, and we drove Waco wacko.
Yeah, we did. It was a great night for our community, our football team, and really pleased with the way we played on both sides of the ball, and really pleased with our community support. And you know, it's unbelievable to be able to wake up as state champions, and I know the kids are very sore this morning, but it's all worthwhile.
It was a very physical game. It was a very physically demanding game. Coach Hobbs' black shirt defense just did an outstanding job of, once again, for at least the third week in a row, containing a stud player. This one, by the way, is the AAA State Player of the Year at quarterback, A.J. Gray. For the third consecutive week, they contain a stud player, put him in a phone booth. He gets some yards, but not what he's been doing against the other teams. And as I said, going into after last week's show and talking to you on the radio show, we have the best defense in the state in AAA.
Mm-hmm. Well, our game plan going in was to make him beat us with his arm, and we didn't think he could do that on a consistent basis. And, you know, he got out a few times early, but, you know, he had 150 yards rushing, which, you know, we'll take every time. You know, he had 450 yards rushing against somebody and close to 300 yards rushing last week. So he is a special player. You know, when I saw him warm up, I really didn't think he was that big until I saw him in person. He's a really big kid and a strong kid. But, you know, I can't say enough about our defensive plan. Our defense just kept getting stronger and stronger in the second half, and I think our conditioning paid off. I think we did a really good job as coaches this week at trying to keep our legs under us. We wanted to be fresh. We didn't do any conditioning. We didn't do a whole lot of physical contact at practice. It was more of a mental week, and I thought we did a good job. I thought we were much more fresher than they were.
The hay was in the barn. If you're not in shape going into this week, you can't get in shape this week, and that was an excellent choice on your part, and you and your staff did an excellent job. The black shirt defense was outstanding. Let's go to the other side of the ball, and Coach Mike Davis's pound and shoot offense. Outstanding effort, 191 yards rushing, 204 yards passing. That's 394 total yards. You outgained Waco. Waco only had 360 yards. You had fewer snaps, 54 snaps to their 71. You look at what this offense did. It was able to make the plays when they needed to make the plays. Showed a lot of composure.
Yeah, I thought Calhoun played well again for the second week in a row and ran the offense like we needed for him to run. And
yes.
You know, they were a different defense than we'd seen pretty much all year. They were straight man-to-man with number 5 Roman in the secondary. And, you know, if you watch it, from the sideline, it looked like they stunned it a whole lot. And we were prepared, and I thought our offensive line did a great job picking up stunts. And, you know, we had a lot of new stuff in the offense just because of their straight man-to-man coverage, and I thought we executed very well.
Yes, I thought they did more stunting with their defensive line than I saw on tape and what you were anticipating. They came from everywhere. I thought Robbie's Raiders started at left tackle, Jack DeFore, Truett Moss, Spencer Cross, Drew McIntyre, and then Austin Stout at right tackle. I thought they did a great job, as well as Cole Jackson and Aliko Dennis coming in from the running back position, picking up those blitzing linebackers. Outstanding effort at controlling the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I thought it was a great night for us offensively. Cole had close to 100 yards rushing. Lico got some carries in there, had a big touchdown run. And I thought our receivers, Thomas Lester, you know, some tremendous third down conversions by great throws by Kalen. And then the offensive line played really well.
The ultimate compliment to Thomas Lester, and by the way, college recruiters, if you're listening, the ultimate compliment, they're double teaming Thomas Lester.
Yeah, they knew we were going to him a lot, but you know, I think he had 4 or 5 catches in big situations.
Oh, the one third down catch, which you'll see later on, was just amazing. It was a wonderful night. The team got to go up into the stands afterwards and celebrate with the fans, and then the bus ride back home, and then a huge welcome home party at Phil Reeve Stadium.
Yeah, you know, it was special, obviously, and, you know, we had a tremendous crowd in the dome, and then when we got back home, we had a celebration on Phil Reeve Stadium, and Yeah, it's just a special time, especially for these 22 seniors. They're a great bunch of guys, and it was just a great year.
I was fortunate enough to be in the locker room after the game to hear Coach's post-game comments, and he paid special tribute to these 22 seniors. If you talk to any of the seniors, as Coach said to the rest of the team, if you want to learn how to be a leader, look at these 22 seniors.
Well, you know, it's about team chemistry, and I truly believe if your chemistry is not right, you're not going to be able to win a state championship. I mean, you can go far on talent, but that was a perfect example of I thought our team chemistry was much better than theirs, and I thought because of that, we're state champions.
I know I've said this many times. I go back to the first time I did a radio interview for this season with Coach, and he said, I like this team. And his likability factor with his team just grew week after week, and after 16 weeks, 15 games, it culminates with a state championship.
Well, we had great players on this team, but we also had great leaders, and you know, it was a very enjoyable year of coaching. You know, the kids were really respectful and tried to do what we coached them to do, and our coaching staff had a tremendous year as well.
These seniors close out their career at 55 victories and 3 losses.
That's pretty special, when you know, they'll remember this year for the rest of their lives. That's for sure.
They are the only senior class in your tenure, well, the only senior class in the history of Calhoun High School to graduate in their 4 years with multiple football state championships.
Yep, you know, they were able, I think we were freshmen maybe in 2011, is that right?
Yes, yeah.
and then finish it off as seniors. That says a lot about their character and their ability to stay with the game and stay with us for 4 years.
Some key plays throughout the game, a key substitution defensively at the end of the game on a big 4th down, and on the front page of one of the local newspapers, you're going to see that key play being made and highlights that young man, Bryson Bushong, who was able to get the big stop of A.J. Gray as A.J. Gray was trying to get that first down. So congratulations on another state championship. I know it feels good. I can't imagine how good it does feel.
Yeah, it feels great. You know, I was able to sleep a little bit last night and get some good rest, and what a great feeling for these guys.
We're going to take a look at the first half highlights. You're watching the Coach Hal Lamb Show, the home of champions. Welcome back to the Coach Hal Lamb Show, the home of champions. We are the AAA champions. For the first time we've been in AAA, you make that jump up in classification and you bring home a championship. That's got to be the icing on the cake.
Yeah, it definitely, you know, I wouldn't say it was a surprise, but,
no,
you know, going up to AAA and do what we did, the work that we put in as football players and starting back when we lost to Benedictine.
Yes. The captains for tonight's game are?
We got Austin Bennett, Thomas Lester, Cole Jackson, and Will Connolly.
And we got a brief glimpse of the run-through banner, which we'll get to see a little bit later on. I never have been in a dome when it was this cool. By the way, Waco wins the coin toss and defers. And there you see the run-through banner by the cheerleaders. I've never been in a dome when it felt this cool. It always feels more humid and warmer. What did it feel like to you?
Yeah, it was cool, and which, you know, I think they do a good job of keeping it cool because, you know, we're used to playing in cool weather, obviously, this time of year.
Yeah, this would have been good. It would have been a beautiful night to play a game outdoors. Yes, you just never know. Yellow Jackets are standing in the tunnel after the captains have done the coin toss, and there come the Yellow Jackets in their all-black uniforms. Washington County brought a big crowd. We had a huge crowd.
Yeah, it was a tremendous atmosphere, and you know, I thought our crowd obviously was tremendous, and I thought, you're right, I thought Waco brought a big crowd as well.
Yeah, I'm thinking this AAA game may have been the best attended game as far as local high school supporters throughout all 7 games.
Well, you know, Waco, they really thought this was their year. They had 40 seniors on this football team.
Yeah, I went down through the roster and I couldn't believe the number of seniors on this ball team.
Well, we thought we had some good scheme on the kickoff return team, and he don't kick many in the end zone, but he kicked that one in the end zone. And this kind of caught us off guard here. This was we get a delay of game, which is unexcusable. The very first play of the game, what happened is we usually huddle on the sideline and call the play, and they sped things up on us a little bit, and before I knew it, I looked up and we had 5 seconds, and there really wasn't a reason to call timeout at that point.
No. And Calhoun goes out on the field, and I don't think he ever saw the referee spot the ball and start the clock. So anyway, we roll to the right-hand side, try to hit Chaz Moss on the down and out. It's incomplete, so it's going to bring up a
3rd and about 12 here.
Yes.
And this is a great 3rd down conversion. Great throw and a great catch by Calhoun and Thomas for a big 1st down.
Out at the 33.5-yard line. It's 1st and 10 for the Jackets, so we do have something going. Cole Jack's running real hard here.
We're running the zone play there. And again, we felt like going in, guys, we're going to be able to block them better than we think we are. They just stun it a lot more than we thought they would too. And but we get them on the
offsides. I thought going into this game that Calhoun Riley might have a 150-yard rushing game, but they stunted more than we had seen in the past. If they'd done what they normally do, I think we would have had that type of situation. Try to bounce it to the outside. They're quick to the ball, just like everybody is at this stage of the season.
Yeah, it's 3rd and 2 right here, and we got a big play right here, a great play called by Coach Davis, and we got a big play, may even score, but, we had to throw it sooner than we really wanted to.
And we had to leverage with our downfield blocker on the outside, and there may have been a clear lane to the end zone.
So we try to freeze them here and try to get them to jump off sides for a 1st down, and then we let the clock run and decide to punt it. And
take the 5-yard penalty.
Yep. And Jonah Landry, what a night he had punting. It was a great night punting for Jonah.
Hang time was unbelievable. Jaira Wilson doing the snapping and did an outstanding job tonight, Coach.
Well, Jaira's special. He filled in for Drew very nicely, and I tell you, he worked his tail off all week on deep snapping. I mean, he was there. We practiced at 6 o'clock on Thursday morning. He was there at 5:40, snapping out on the field.
1st and 10 from their own 10-yard line. They get a 2-yard gain. It's going to bring up 2nd and 8 from the 12, and they're getting a look at our black shirt defense. And right now we got them surrounded, and you're going to see that all night. Will Conley with the hit from the outside. And folks, the reason we're showing this angle on TV is this is where the dome puts us, and this is the wide angle look, so it's not that close-up look that you're used to normally seeing, but we'll make our way through it, particularly when you win a championship. They did this a few times, able to scramble and get somebody downfield open.
The first half, we held them on 1st and 2nd down. They had several 3rd long conversions, and they get out on us here to about the 40. So they got a drive going. And, you can say what you want to. It's kind of difficult to catch up with game speed this early. And once we catch up to the speed of the game, you can't simulate this in practice. There's no way. And I thought our kids adjusted really well.
Illegal procedure is going to be 1st and 15 from their 38. They throw the ball down the field and a little extra hit just to let you know I'm here. Maybe develop some gator arms later on.
We thought that they would run a lot of no-back and put A.J. Gray back there by himself. And it really puts us in a bind defensively because of that. And, they got receivers that can get vertical right off the bat, and then they got a runner like A.J. Gray. And
they do a lot of that empty backfield late in the game. This is about their most effective play, particularly in the first half, where they split that tackle in seam, and he's able to get to the outside end. Coach, as you told the guys, they're going to make plays offensively and defensively. We just got to regroup.
That was a good tackle by Balin earlier to keep him from scoring.
And then there's a good tackle for a loss in the backfield. Line up with 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Run a tunnel screen out here on the left-hand side, and we got it surrounded.
So it's 3rd and 15 again.
Yes.
We had a 3rd and 12 earlier, and they converted, and now it's 3rd and 15.
From our 32-yard line, another big 3rd down play, which they're good at converting in the first half here. He scrambles to the left, finds an open receiver at the 19. He gets some yards after catch and gets it down. 1st and 10, they're threatening.
That's a tough situation. It looks like he's going to run it, and we come up on him, and then he throws it behind us.
Exactly. And give him credit for being able to make that kind of play. Across the 10-yard line, it's going to be 2nd down from the 8. Have wide receiver left and right, double tight ends, which they ran a lot of.
Yep.
Fake to the running back, quarterback has it, gets outside, and he gets into the end zone. And when you're talking about the Gatorade Player of the Year, you are going to give up some plays like that.
They're blocking us pretty good at this point.
Yes.
And I think, our defensive line kind of figures out what's going on after a couple more series. But that series there on those 2 running plays, they blocked us up pretty good.
And they pull number 50, and he's like the personal escort
Yes.
for the quarterback. And as Coach Hobb said earlier in the week, this is a strong offensive line. We got close to blocking that extra point.
Yeah, we really thought we could block some kicks, and we worked really hard on Chaz coming off the edge, and he was really, really close a couple of times.
So they line up to kick off, and he hits the ball down the field and kicks a line drive knuckleball down to the 2, and here we come, up the field. Good return, get it up to almost the 30-yard line, Coach.
Good return. We just got, we got to stay on our blocks a little bit longer.
1st and 10 for the Jackets from their own 28-yard line. 3 receivers to the left in the I formation. Yeah, I'm like you. I was surprised with the stunting their defensive line did. They actually blitzed and went to different holes and instead of what they've been showing on the film. Nice run on 1st down.
Get about 4 or 5 yards on 1st down, and that was our problem the first half. We didn't get enough yards on 1st down and put us behind the sticks a little bit.
Kalen rolls to the right, trying to hit the receiver. Now, I thought that was pass interference.
Yeah,
He had his arm draped all around our wide receiver's waist. In college and pro, that would have been.
Yep. So it's 3rd and 7 here.
Yes. Well, let's make it 3rd and 6. Kalen scrambles, rolls to the right, gets out of that tackle.
Kalen getting the 1st down, and really they were successful in stopping that play because they lined up wrong on defense. They were all lined up in the secondary wrong, and they were lucky on that play. But Kalen gets the 1st down. We throw a screen out to Chaz for about 4 yards.
Little tunnel screen, did a good job of avoiding the tacklers.
Throw a little slant route out here to Carson. Good job, good execution.
I'll tell you what, Carson planted that right foot and he almost got by A.J. Gray. He had to dive and get that tackle. 1st and 10 Jackets at their 26. Banging over the right-hand side behind Drew McIntyre and Austin Stout, as well as Spencer Cross. Looking to the right-hand side.
This was a great throw by Kalen.
Yes, it was.
Perfect throw, and it was a tough catch. I thought he was going to pull it down, but it would have been tough.
Give the DB credit. He got his hand in there to rake the ball. We're going to take a timeout.
We had to call timeout here for the fans. We had our little double reverse pass call right there and didn't have the right personnel in the game, so it all worked out. We throw the little rub play to Cole Jackson for a 1st down, get it down to the 10.
I like that play. I thought we might have been able to run that play a lot.
Yeah, we tried it a good bit. And
yes. Bang over left guard behind the Diesel, Truett Moss, and Jack DeFore, as well as Spencer Cross. We're down knocking on the door, Coach. Roll to the left-hand side. There's your play.
Same play the other way, and good execution.
Touchdown by the Jackets. That is the 24th touchdown pass of the season for Kalen Riley, and the 2nd touchdown reception for Cole Jackson. Cole had a big night.
That was a big answer by our offense. If we don't score there and have to punt it back to them and put the ball in Gray's hand again, we might be in a little trouble.
Well, that big 3rd down conversion by Kalen on that scramble, that gives them great field position if we don't get that.
When games like this, your 3rd down conversions are very big on both sides of the ball.
Exactly. Jackets went 7 for 11 for the game in 3rd down conversions. Scored 3 out of 4 times in the red zone. It's a 7-7 game, and as you said, the pound-and-shoot offense answers. We're going to turn it back to the Black Shirts as Darwin Lom kicks one down the field. You're going to see an even better kickoff later in the game. Down to the 5. Good coverage.
Good job by our kickoff team. We struggled, decision-wise, whether to kick the sky kick or kick it deep. We thought Darwin could kick it in the end zone. Usually the ball travels a little bit further in the dome, and I thought Darwin did a good job kicking on that long.
Run a little hitch or look into the left-hand side. They're up to the 29-yard line. It's 2nd and 4. Bang with the running back, and we got him surrounded, Coach. That's where Dustin Harris just grabbed that kid and says, you think you're going downfield, you're coming back.
3rd and 2.
Double tights, wide receivers left and right.
This is their favorite play right
Yes,
here.
it is.
And we had him tackled for a loss, but he's just a very good football player.
Big kid. Goes around 200 pounds, and you've got to put a solid hit on him. 1st and 10 for Waco from their own 40-yard line. Give to the running back, he gets a seam. He kicks it outside. This is a big play. Nice pursuit, and push him out of bounds. I think that was Balin again.
Yep.
1st and 10 for them, deep in our territory at our 28-yard line.
That's good defense. Again, two tights is their formation of choice for the night. They run it a lot, and they like to run the quarterback on a counter to either side.
2nd and 8, looking to throw downfield. Pass, I wish he'd overthrown that just a tad deeper.
Almost a pick. I thought that was good coverage by Thomas Lester and Ethan Woodard.
We had a lot of open dome turf in front of us.
Here's our favorite play.
Yes, it is.
And again, was that 3rd and long? Yep.
Yes.
Third and long again.
They take it down to the 10 where it'll be 1st and goal. We've answered their touchdown, and now they're trying to answer ours. Give to the running back, right-hand side. Good push by the offensive line. This is a strong offensive line. This is a good matchup. This is just a good game between two good teams.
Yes, it is.
7-7 at the end of the 1st quarter. We start the 2nd quarter, flip the field. Yeah, it was fun to watch. It was fun to root for.
We seem to keep the fans on the edge of their seat when we go to the dome, don't we?
Yes, we do. Yes, you do. All righty, down to the 1-yard line.
We almost, I think this is a series, we almost have a goal line stand.
Almost.
They had substitution problems all night long.
Oh, they used timeouts quick.
Yeah, I don't think Coach Ingram, my son Ben, sat up on their side, not on the sideline, but up higher, and he said that Coach Ingram was not happy most of the night.
Coach, the couple of chances I got to see replays, it's 4th and goal from the 1.5, and the quarterback, using his strength, is able to dive in there. They lead 13-7. And from the middle of the 3rd quarter on, he was starting to lose it when I'd see it on replays.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just verklempt.
Yeah, late in the 2nd quarter, we thought they were really getting tired, and we thought if we could get them to the 4th quarter and have a chance that we could pull it out, and the kids really believed that.
Almost another block of the extra point.
Yeah, it was close, really close.
I don't know how the ball got by us. It had to be by the hair on your chinny chin chin. They lead 14-7. They kick off to us. Here we come up the field from the 15-yard line. Big hard running. We get it out to the 30.
Good return.
If you can pick up numbers better than I can, go ahead.
Yeah. That was Thomas returning
Was
that.
it Thomas?
Yeah.
All right, good. All righty. Gain of 3. It's going to be 2nd and 7.
Big play here to Chaz on a little out and up. Good job there to the 35-yard line.
Huge play. Jackets get out of a hole. 1st and 10 at their 37-yard line. We freeze them at the line of scrimmage. Yeah, these are the two best teams in the state in AAA, and they're just knocking heads the entire game. Fake to Cole going to the left-hand side. Kalen almost got away from Logan Hunt. Shoestring tackle brings him down. Otherwise, he had a big game. Motion by Landon Rice, trips to the right. We pull our onside blocker. Got a nice hole. Sees the seam across the 25, down to the 20, and inside the 20 he goes at about the 18-yard line is where
Good block in there and good run by Alico. We had a play here. We just missed a couple of blocks there.
Fake the handoff to Alico going to the left. Jackets are set up at the 19. Or I'm sorry, at the 16-yard line.
I had two guys running with Thomas there.
The ultimate compliment.
Yeah.
Double teaming him. Incomplete pass is going to bring up 3rd down.
Oh, we had a great play here, too.
Yeah.
He had to throw it quicker than he wanted to because of pressure, but if Alico catches that, he walks in the end zone.
I agree. Line up for the field goal from the right hash. It's going to be a 33-yard attempt, and it is wide right. Nice drive, don't get any points, but once again, we've shown that we can move the ball against their defense.
Yeah, we just got to make the field goal there. That was 33-yard field goal, and Alex, he was kicking good in warm-ups, and like I said, the ball, there's no wind to worry about. We just got to make those kicks. Here they are in two tights again.
2nd down from the 20.5. Give to the running back on the right-hand side, and coach, we're banging it. Will Conley at the bottom of the pile. You're going to have a hard time picking out your defensive players of the game again.
Yep, here's a 3rd and 3rd and long again.
Yep. Quarterback steps back, throws the ball down the field, and this one is knocked down. He overthrew him. We had double coverage under and over the top. That's going to force them to punt.
Big stop by our defense. We had block called several times last night, and this was one of them, and they blocked it up pretty good.
Yeah, they pushed us to the outside. Left-footed punter gets off the line. I thought Jarrett Carden did a good job of fielding punts to not letting them hit the ground.
Well, it's important in the dome because the turf seems to be a little bouncier than ours. Good throw by Kalen on the slant route to Chaz. Good catch by Chaz.
Great catch by Chaz. 1st and 10 Jackets at their 48-yard line on a little slant from the right-hand side. 3 receivers right. Pistol formation. 1 receiver up top. Give it to running back Cole Jackson. He hits the seam. He's across the 35, down inside the 30, keeps the feet turning, and gets all the way inside the 25-yard line. They're going to spot it. 1st and 10 Jackets at the 24.5.
Good job by Kalen. Same route we've been running. They covered it at that time, and Kalen gets about 5 yards on a good decision.
I agree. 3 receivers up top to the left, 1 to the bottom. That's a good first down play. Brings up 2nd and about 5. A little long 5. Bounce it to the outside. He makes a cut, steps back inside, and he's untouched. And Oliko Dennis with his 12th rushing touchdown of the season.
That was a good answer again. That was a big 3-and-out stop by our defense, and then the offense goes down the field and scores.
Once again, we have answered Waco, and I don't know if this team is used to playing tit for tat, touchdown for touchdown.
No.
When they come in averaging 51 points a game and we hold them to 31 points under their season average, they're used to having things their way. Line up for the extra point, and it is good, and the game is tied 14 apiece. Yeah, huge defensive stop, as you can see with 5:51 left. We don't answer the first time, but we eventually get the answer to tie it up. Sky kick to the right-hand side.
That's where we like to have it, right there to 30-yard line is what we're shooting for there, between 25 and 30. I thought that was a good kick by Darwin.
I thought it was a real good kick. Nice sky kick. Quarterback wants to roll left on the naked reverse, and we're there to bring him down.
Good job by Thomas Lester.
Great form tackle. Guys did a great job of open field tackling. Throw it out here on the right-hand side, and the receiver was a little bit anxious. He heard footsteps coming.
Again, we'd like for A.J. Gray to beat us with his arm. We're doing a good job of keeping him in the pocket, making him throw the football. Even here, but he finds a receiver.
I thought the big thing our defense did, Gray's I had the feeling he looks downfield, doesn't see anybody, then he takes off. But we made him take 2 and 3 steps to find the lane, which made him uncomfortable with his runs as well as his throws.
Another 3rd down conversion there. That was a big hit by somebody coming in. It might have been Balin.
Balin had several big hits in the game. We come up with the ball, but they're going to say that the play was whistled dead. They're at midfield. Low snap. Fake to the running back to the left. Gray keeps it, goes to the right-hand side, and he gets it down to our 45-yard line where it's going to be 3rd and short.
Again, 2 tights.
Yep.
You know, the 2 tight ends they used were starters on defense, so, this is a tough break here. We had him tackled for a loss, and we accidentally grabbed a face mask, which we did. It was just a tough deal.
It was a good call. It was a great effort by the Jackets, and as he lunged forward, our hand just went by. You saw it live and right in front of us, and we just grabbed his face mask. Personal foul, automatic first down, 15-yard gain. They throw it out to the right-hand side, a little bubble screen. Good defense, Coach.
Well, we were going to force him to do something there on that. You know, if they hadn't called the face mask, they were going to either have to go for it or punt it. And just a tough call, tough deal on our face mask call. Great
tackling by the Yellow Jackets to contain Gray. It's going to be 3rd down from the 32-yard line. He actually lost a yard on that play.
3rd and 8. They go to their no-back set.
Quarterback scrambles to the left-hand side. He throws it out there, and he finds a receiver.
Those receivers just go down there and find an open spot, and he just scrambles and finds them.
Camps, yep.
Another 3rd down conversion.
1st and 10 from our 16-yard line. Bounce it outside. He's got his seam. He gets down inside the 10. They're going to spot this ball at the 9 where it's going to be 2nd down.
I think they have a few blocks in the back there on that play.
Running back goes to the left-hand side, runs into his tackler, runs into blocker, bounces back. We're able to stop him as he gets close to the 5. That's where they're going to spot it. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 5. Big stop coming up here, Coach. Quarterback keeps it, goes to the right-hand side. We got him trapped.
Yeah, this is a great goal line stand as well and force them to a field goal.
Thomas Lester and Gyro Wilson on the tackle. Heavy formation.
They run the power pass and great coverage by our secondary.
We had everybody covered now, and Balin Spector dropped off the double coverage of the deep receiver and picked up the guy right inside the goal line. Great coverage.
3rd and goal. That was a great, almost a pick. The ball went straight up in the air. And
Dustin Harris almost came up with it.
big stop by our defense to force a field goal.
It's going to be a 24-yard field goal from the right hash. This kid's got a nice leg, Rubiera. Puts it through the uprights, and we're close again to blocking it, Coach. They lead 17-14 with 25 seconds left. What are you thinking?
Well, we want to see what we get on the kickoff return. You know, we're going to be satisfied going in with 17-14 unless something breaks. Now we're offsides.
Back them up 5 more yards, and now your hopes are rising.
Yep.
You're thinking, yeah, this is better. We get a good return on this. We may be at the, well, who knows? I'm up in the radio booth telling Todd Halbert, let's get 6. Let's get a touchdown on a return.
Well, we felt good about our kickoff return team scheme, and they kicking it to our guy that's got some good speed, and we get it to the 41-yard line, so we get our, they call holding.
They call holding, back us up. We had an alley there.
Yep. So we get in our new set, we put in our no-back set, and we, you know, they're expecting us to throw the ball, so we run Calhoun, and he gets good yardage.
Gyra at tight end, 3 receivers up top, one at the bottom. Tight end left, empty backfield. Calhoun goes to the left, design run, across the 40-yard line, across the 45, and this is going to stop the clock while they move the chains.
We call timeout because the only timeout we got.
Last time out of the half.
About 10 seconds. We run Thomas on and I don't know if he could have scored or not, but we had told him to get out of bounds because he got out of bounds, and so we got our big Ben play, and we had a chance. It was a good throw by Calhoun.
Puts it up there. Hopefully Landon Rice, the tall guy, can come down with it, and they knocked it away.
Give us a chance. That was a good drive there with about 30 seconds to go.
We run the clock out with 25 seconds left in the half, and we did a great job of actually getting a potential score on the board there. And Yellow Jackets doing a good job. Your first half stats, we go in, we have 255 yards of offense. They have 222 yards of offense. They have 39 snaps. We have 31. Time of possession is almost twice them. Adjustments you're talking about.
Well, we looked at the video that we had at halftime, and then we didn't really. We had some good stuff offensively that we're working on, and we were moving the ball up and down the field. And defensively, we didn't make any adjustments there either. We just kept fighting, and that's what we wanted them to do: just keep fighting and have a chance to win in the fourth quarter. But we talked. They were really upbeat at halftime, and I think
the kids.
Yes. And then, we talked about wearing them down. We felt like we could wear them down in the fourth quarter, and I think that's exactly what happened.
I'm sure you all noticed what we noticed in the middle of the second quarter to the end of the half. We noticed Waco getting a little bit tired, a little bit gassed.
Well, A.J. Gray, he doesn't come off the field.
No.
He's the quarterback and free safety, and we needed him to get tired, that's for sure. But we wore with their 2 tight ends, they ran that set a lot. Both those guys were big players on defense, and they really got tired in the fourth quarter.
Led to less effective blocking, led to the black shirt defense able to step up. 17-14 Waco at first. At the end of the first half, sit back and relax in that Barca lounger. You're going to watch the best doggone band in the land, the pride of Georgia's Northland Band, 272 strong, led by the director Michael Clark, assisted by Larry Brown, and on the field by drum major Sarah Green. You're watching The Champions Show with Coach Hal Lamb. Welcome back to the Coach Hal Lamb Show. And Coach, we're going to try to wear them out in the second half. As you said, not too many adjustments. I would imagine the guys are pretty anxious to get out there. And on the other side of the field, Waco's wondering, we're only up 3 points.
Yeah, you know, the time of possession, like you said, they almost doubled us in the first half, but we had more yards than they did, I think.
Yes.
But it was, you know, we looked at our call sheet offensively, and there was some things we hadn't run that we liked that we put in during the week. So we were going to try a couple of those. And, you know, defensively, we're just going to keep doing what we were doing and force AJ to throw the ball when he can. But we're going to try to keep him in the pocket and not beat us with his legs.
I've never seen one of your actual play calls in the newspaper. And folks, pay attention because we got a play call that they haven't used, and they're going to run it later on, and it's going to be a doozy. We kick off, they get the ball back, and I know they're thinking, well, we need to get a quick score here. They've got it 1st and 10. Logan Hunt was tired of fair catching sky kicks.
Yeah, he was.
He was anxious to run. Oh, I wish they'd have let that play continue because we had a slobber knocker right there in the middle of the play. Illegal procedure against Waco.
This is a big time in the game. We needed to
Yes.
hold them 3 and out and get the ball back. Now they are double tights. Good play by Blaine Anderson.
On a bad knee, a bad wheel, and
Yes.
I'll tell you what, lots of guts. I asked him after the game, he was holding a trophy. I said, how do you feel? He says, I can't feel or remember anything. He says, I feel
Good
great.
job by Landon Rice.
Yeah, just stuffing him. It's easy for me to say, stuffing him in the middle of the field.
3rd
as
and
well as-
long, we had to get him off the field. 3rd and long, we send Gyro on a stunt. He put some pressure on him, and we finally got him.
This is what we do well. We made him take 2 and 3 steps instead of him taking 1 step and throwing on a run. I think he's a better quarterback throwing on the run, but not when he's had to change direction 2 or 3 times. Great sack. You're going to have to give 3 sacks there, Coach. He had 3 guys surrounding him. Force a left-footed punter. Oh!
And Gyro comes untouched. I cannot believe he didn't get a better block than that. But that, you know, Malik probably should have stayed away from that ball, but he might have thought that ball touched Ethan, so it's kind of a tough situation for a 10th grader in the dome.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line, to block by Gyro Wilson. Malik Lawrence comes up with a fumble with the recovery. Scramble to the right-hand side. We got a guy down there, and that is pass interference all day long. They don't call it.
Yeah, I thought they had a hand on him there, but it's 3rd and long here. We need to get a 1st down.
2 receivers left, 2 right. From their 40-yard line, it's going to be 3rd and about 11.
And this is a tremendous catch by Thomas Lester.
Yeah. Roll to the right-hand side, deep down and out. And we lead him, and he comes down with the ball and drags that foot. 1st and 10, Jackets at their 28. You don't get a catch better
No,
than that.
that was an unbelievable catch.
Makes trips to the right with Landon Rice in motion. We're going to run behind him. Step back inside, across the 20-yard line, and down the sideline he goes.
We got him blocked up that time. Good
Yes, we
job
did.
by our front side on the right side with Landon in motion.
1st and 10 at the 17 and a half. Line up, same play.
Here's a play we talked about at halftime that we hadn't showed, and Calhoun goes in the end zone untouched.
Instead of handing to Cole Jackson, he follows the blockers, and Coach, that's 2 successive plays in a row, just block that perfect.
Yep.
Into the short side of the field.
Great job by our offensive line, and of course when Landon's in there, he gives us extra blocker, which is nice.
You put 6'5", 250 in motion. That's hard to handle. Robbie's Raiders on the right side doing a great job. Snap's good, the ball's down. Jiver did a good job of snapping, and that extra point is no good. We lead 20-14.
Yeah, we just got to make that kick, and that's what I told Alex. I said, Alex, they're not even rushing. You know, the ball could stay on the tee for 5 seconds. You just need to take your time and kick it through there.
All righty, we do another sky kick, and Logan Hunt can't stand it. He gets it to 24, goes to the outside, crosses the 35, and he's knocked out of bounds. They're going to spot it at the 37. 2nd consecutive start for them at their own 37.
That was not a bad sky kick. It wasn't great coverage, but it wasn't bad.
Hey, Coach, they list that kid at 228, and he looks all of 240.
Yeah.
Number 9.
Yeah, there's no doubt he's 240.
He's solid. Good running play on 1st down. They're at their own 39-yard line. got a penalty, illegal procedure against them. That's going to back him up 5. So put it behind the chains on 2nd down. Back him up to the 34-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and 13. 3 receivers up top, 1 at the bottom. Nice throw, nice route.
That was a good throw, good catch.
Yeah. Going to be 1st and 10 at our 48. We talked to their radio crew before the game, and they really liked this Gray. Thought he was a better quarterback than Josh Nesbitt, and I tend to disagree.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. They take another timeout. Once again, substitution problems. On a 1st down play, that's got to be aggravating their coach. They faked to the running back, and we got the quarterback surrounded. Put him in the phone booth.
Great job by our defense there, playing the zone read. Had the back and the quarterback covered.
Landon Rice, as well as 2 other guys on the tackle for the Jackets. Throws the ball downfield, out of bounds. And see when we make him change direction with his feet?
Yep. Good coverage by Ethan Woodard.
2 receivers left, 2 right. Great secondary coverage. How much has this secondary grown up?
I tell you what, that was a great throw by Gray. I mean, Gyra was right under it. I don't know how he got it over Gyra's head.
He couldn't have walked out there and handed it to the receiver any better. 1st and 10 at our 24-yard line. 2 receivers up top, 3 left. Empty backfield, quarterback scrambles, gets outside, breaks contain, but then we shut him down, Coach. And even though he got outside of Gyra hustles back and gets in on the tackle.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to get 4 or 5 yards, and he only gets 1.
Yep, you're right. 2nd and long. 2nd and 9, as Coach said, low snap. I don't think this play was supposed to go that way because of the low snap. I think he took it.
Yep.
And he gets a 1st down out of it at our 13. Of course, when you're the Gatorade Player of the Year.
They got some substitution problems.
Hey, Coach,
They had that all night long, really.
Couldn't they call that more often than they
Yes,
did?
they should have, yes.
Illegal substitution. Backs him up to the 18-yard line, 1st down. They're going to run their big boy. He gets inside the 15. We're trying to strip the ball and tackle him. He gets it down to the 12. It's a gain of 6. It's going to be 2nd and 9. 3 receivers left, 1 up top. Fake to the running back, goes to the right-hand side, breaks 1 tackle, breaks another, but we bring him down with a shoestring hit. Was that Thomas?
Yeah, it looked like it was Thomas. It's 3rd down.
3rd down from the 10. 2 receivers up top, empty backfield. Design quarterback draw. I thought his knee was down. We're going to hit him hard just to make sure he feels it. Great
job by our defense again, forcing a field goal.
Our guys wanted to hit him so many times in the chest coming into this game. Line up for the field goal. From the 29, 19, it's a 29-yard field goal, and he does get it through the uprights, and we've got us a tie ball game with 3:13 left in the 3rd quarter.
Again, I still feel like we're wearing them down, even though the score's tied, and we just need to keep playing hard.
Yeah, we got to finish the drill, don't we? We dropped the ball at the 8. Bryson picks it back up, comes up the field. Good effort, gets it across the 15, and we're going to end up spotting that ball at the 18-yard line.
Yeah, we have a late hit.
Yeah.
It doesn't look good for us at this point. We're having to start inside our own 10.
And that puts us back 1st and 10 at our 8.5-yard line. Now, we got a long ways to go. 92-yard drive, we got to get to pay dirt. 3 receivers up top, 1 to the bottom. Running back to the left is shotgun Calhoun. They're coming with a blitz. We freeze them at the line of scrimmage. Do we actually change plays at that
Yes, we
point?
do. Yes, we do.
We move Oliko to the right of shotgun Calhoun. Spencer with the snap, design draw. Get 2, maybe 3 yards out of it.
Yeah, we had a good play call there. We just didn't stay on our block long enough.
They stack their linebackers. They're going to come with the blitz. They had 2 linebackers stacked behind the nose guard.
We had a good play call here, and it was almost, we had him beat, but
Coach,
overthrew him just a little bit.
a lot of hands by the DB on our receivers the entire trip down the field. Can't you call holding?
Yeah.
2 receivers up top, 2 at the bottom. Scramble to the right-hand side. Now we go back to the left. We're near the goal line. We throw the ball out of bounds, and we had a receiver within 5-8 yards of it, and they call intentional grounding.
Yeah, it was a tough call there. I thought he was trying to throw it to Malik, and it probably did look like he was throwing it away, but as he was throwing it, he was getting hit. So I thought that made the ball go a little more right than normal. So we got a punt.
from the half-yard line.
Yep. Great job by Jonah.
Big hang time. I know it doesn't go a great distance, but look at the coverage because of the hang time. He fields at the 34, gets a 1-yard return. So they're going to have a 1st and 10 at our 33. And I know this is not where you want to be, but you feel good about the black shirts being on the field.
Yeah, it was obviously better than having it to 20, but 33-yard line, and we force a huge fumble here in just a second.
2 receivers left, 2 right, running back to the right is shotgun Gray. Gray goes to the right-hand side, gets across the 30-yard line. Nice open field tackle by Thomas Lester, brings him down near the 28-yard line of Calhoun. 2nd down.
There's our 2 tight set again. And,
hitting hard, Coach. 3-yard gain
give
to
up
the
about
25.
3, now it's 3rd and 2. Another 3rd down play.
Double tights. Give to the running back left-hand side. He's got a seam. He gets to the 19-yard line. Well, it'll be 1st and 10, 19. It's not looking good right now, is it?
No, it's not.
They're moving the ball.
Again, our hope is to hold them to a field goal at this point or turnover.
Hit him hard.
And lo and behold, here's the turnover.
Another hit, strip, and coming up with a fumble recovery for the Yellow Jackets is Malik Lawrence.
And it was a hit by Will Connolly, I believe.
That separated the ball from him.
So it was a big job, great job by our defense forcing the turnover. That may have been the only turnover of the game. What a run by Kalen here. I thought that was a late hit.
I thought there should have been a personal foul on that.
Yep.
Because they ripped the helmet right off of Kalen. Kalen has to go out. Fortunately, we're near the end of the 3rd quarter. Regardless of that fact, Balin's going to have to come in and run at least one play. We start the 4th quarter, that's what happens. 2nd down from our 29-yard line. Landon in motion, makes trips to the left. They're coming with a blitz up the middle.
We got a good play right here. Blocked him up. Good run by Cole. Good blocking on the perimeter.
Just stepped out of bounds. And they never did tackle him. And I don't know if the Waco players heard the whistle and let up or not. But anyway, 1st and 10 Jackets at their 40.
And Waco has to call timeout because we got them with 12 people on the field.
Yeah, they did. 1st and 10 for the Jackets at their 44.5-yard line. Motion to the left by Landon. Roll to the left-hand side, a design play, and they came. We didn't block it up real well, and we lose 5 back to the 49.
Well, one of the linebackers, number 23, is a very good football player. He's actually committed to Mercer. He's a very good player. We had a great screen blocked up right there, and they called holding on us.
From 30 yards away, the back judge throws it. He threw out his rotator cuff when he got that flag upfield, and it does back us up. So it's going to be 2nd down from the 40, our 49. Throw the ball down the field. And this is a play where the free safety comes up with the interception. I called it an interception. The referee comes up the sideline and says that he dropped the ball. He's
I tell you,
bobbing it.
he made a gutsy call because from our view, the ball did look like it hit the ground, and I was right behind him.
It hit the ground. It came loose. But how many refs make that call?
Yep, that was
Down and out to the right-hand side to Thomas.
Big 3rd down conversion again to Thomas.
Big gain. 1st and 10 at their 35.5. Pistol formation. 3 receivers left, 1 up top to the short side. We got us a drive going, Coach. It looked like doom and gloom, but we came out of that on a big 3rd down conversion. Running play nets nothing. We lose 6 back to the 41. 2 receivers left, 2 right to come with a blitz. Holding his feet in the pocket, throw the ball downfield.
Almost a great catch by Balin. Almost a one-hand snag. Here's the.
Once again, they was holding on to his right arm.
Here we go with the famous play.
Statue of Liberty, hand it back off to Balin. He's supposed to throw it to Kalen. He sees Carson wide open. Carson catches at the 5, steps in and dives into the end zone for a touchdown. Referee comes down the sideline, confers with the back judge. He was not out of bounds. Touchdown, Jackets.
Well, if you look at it real close, Kalen sees that he's covered, and he's actually pointing to Carson and telling Balin to throw it to Carson because Kalen knew Carson was wide open.
We get our tight formation on. How long did it appear that the ball hung in the air for you?
A long time.
It did for me too. Carson was wide open. Give Balin credit. He saw the man. He got the pass down there, and it's a nice play. A lot of people call it double reverse. Looked like the old Statue of Liberty. Juan Palmerin The left-footed sidewinder gets the extra point. We're up 7.
Well, we get Juan in there, and again, that's a touchy situation because we have to switch sides on the holder, and people think that's very easy to do, and it's not, to go from one side to the other and hold it.
But you got the closer out there for a reason,
Yep,
Thomas
that's
Weston.
right.
He can do that. Gyro Wilson snapped great all night long.
We kick it deep, and it's what a great kick, and the kid just makes a mistake and catches it on the 1 yard line and goes out of bounds.
I think the ball would have gone over the pylon for a safety.
It would have been really close.
Yes, it would have been. But he saved us. He saved the official from making a tough play. 1st and 10 for their 1. Run a little slant, and we're going to try our best to keep making him try to beat us with his arm, not his legs. Empty backfield. We make an adjustment on this. There's a penalty against Waco, and we're going to get this slot guy covered.
Yep.
And we're making the adjustment right now because you're doing a little coaching up on the sideline with the coaches. Now we got him covered. Got the slot guy recovered. There he is. He can't find him. Quarterback scrambles, rolls to the right, comes across the 10, across the 15, steps up and falls across the 20, and they get it all the way out to the 23. 2nd down. Got about 2 yards to go. Little bubble screen out here on the left-hand side. We're going to stop him, Coach.
That was a great play by Will Conley.
Their coach is going nuts on the sideline telling his receiver, get north-south.
It's 3rd down, 3rd and 1.
From the 24, and they're able to run and get that 1st down as they get up to the 32-yard line. 1st and 10. They took over with 9:41 left in the ball game. Stopped the clock with the 1st down and running out of bounds. Fake to the running back. Quarterback has to back up, retreat. Now he rolls to the right. Got nobody to throw to. Pass is underthrown, and that's pressure by the defensive front.
Great job by our defensive line there, and forced him to throw off his back foot, and then they had an ineligible player downfield.
Exactly. All right, he backs him up 5. Yeah, there was illegal procedure on that. And we're jumping around. Tristan Fuller's doing a good job. Our linebackers are stacking, unstacking, changing positions, and it's causing their linemen to lose their composure.
Yep.
Back them all the way up to the 22-yard line. 1st down, the
Good
long
play
ways to
by
go.
Austin Bennett knocking the ball down.
Coach, he almost caught that.
Yeah.
If his fingers were an inch longer, Spider-Man would have had that. Quarterback steps up into the pocket.
There's Gyro Wilson making a sack, running through a block and making a sack.
Landon Rice also
Landon
there
Rice
now.
also there.
3 receivers up top, 2 at the bottom. Here's this empty set
I
backfield.
want to say it's 3rd and forever.
It is 3rd and long. Long pass downfield. Nice coverage by the Jackets. Illegal procedure against them. We decline it. And 4th down, that's going to cause them to punt. Good coverage downfield.
Yeah, it was.
Once again, how much has the secondary improved?
They've gotten much better.
And you're
much
starting
better.
a couple sophomores
Yes.
in the biggest game of the season.
They have a bad punt here, so this is an opportunity to put the game away, and I didn't really want to. What is it, 5 minutes to go? Or
6:33.
6. You know, we need to get a big drive here and score. We get about 1, maybe 2 yards.
Going to bring up 2nd on a long 8. Receivers are split close to the line of scrimmage, close to the tackle up top, trips right, looking for a man outside. He's not open. Kalen pulls it down, scrambles, gets across the 45, all the way down to, and they spot that one at the 42. It's only a 4-yard gain. I thought he was closer to the 41.
We call timeout because we want to think about this call, I think.
We're at the 42-yard line. It's 3rd down. They're 42. 2 receivers to the left. We send motion to the left with Rice. Makes trips
We
left.
had already called timeout.
Yeah, you already called it. Got a running play going, and
I think Cole had a chance to get the 1st down if he doesn't slip. But
I agree.
they had it. They played it pretty good there.
brings up 4th down from the 41.
Again, we're going to turn it over to our defense, but I really didn't want that series to come back and haunt us because it could have.
Nice hang time by Jonah Landry. We down it at their 14-yard line where they take over 1st and 10. We got them a long ways from the goal line. There are 4 minutes and 25 seconds left.
But also knowing that they only had one timeout, and they're not the greatest passing team in the world, so.
But
We felt good about our defense here. They throw the hitch route out here to number 9, and he's a load.
Yeah, he's 240 pounds. You don't want to give him a short field to work
Right.
with. So put him back in the hole. Jonah's been getting good hang time, which he did again. Turn it over to the black shirt defense.
Knowing that they had to score a touchdown and not a field goal, almost a pick by Malik.
The quarterback put some mustard on that
Yep.
fastball, and he almost had it. Malik did.
I think is this third down?
Yes, third down from the 24.
Get another first down. Again, if we, they don't have any timeouts left. I don't think they call ineligible receiver downfield there, which I think was a good call.
Yes. Backs it up, second down from the 21. I'm sorry, not third down, second down. Quarterback scrambles, rolls to the right-hand side, steps up, little stiff arm, gets out to the 30-yard line, crosses the 35, and he gets all the way out to the 40, and it's going to be first down. And good conversion on second down.
Yeah.
Good kid. Empty backfield. 3 receivers up top to the wide side. Looking to throw downfield. Passes a little bit low. Incomplete. Good call by the side judge over there. Quarterback was, you can see his legs aren't quite what they used to be.
And here's their no back. They either going to go no back or 2 tight ends. We force him to throw the ball out of bounds.
Good pressure. Good coverage. That was a coverage incompletion.
Third down.
Yep, third down from the 40. Got a runner to the left of the quarterback. Quarterback scrambles, rolls to the right-hand side, cuts back in.
Good tackle by Gyra. Really good tackle.
We're tickled to death he kept the ball in play.
Yep, it's 4th and 4.
From their 46.
We put Bryson Bush on to spy the quarterback, and he tries to stiff arm him, but Bryson is a really strong kid, and he makes the tackle there.
Bryson Bushong, the Scud missile, comes up with what turns out to be the championship sack. And you put him in there with the fresh legs, tired legs. He fought through the stiff arm and brought him down. We're going to try to run this game out. Give it to Cole Jackson, covering the ball with both arms. We get it to their 45.
All we needed was 1 first down, and the game's over.
We got the ball back with exactly 2 minutes left. It brings up second down from their 46-yard line. 2 receivers to the left, 1 up top. Give it to Cole again. He's covering it with both arms. Gets it down to the 42-yard line. Another 3-yard gain.
We'll get our sumo team in the game and run the power for a first down.
And Dustin Harrison, Jaira Wilson, then Robbie's Raiders, Big Poppy, Spencer Cross, Drew McIntyre on the right-hand side, and Austin Stout leading the team right through there. Cole Jackson carries the football. The hammers out a first down and gets the championship trophy in our hands.
We don't even have to snap the ball.
No. Coach, you and Coach Clay Stevens are on the sideline saying, no, don't snap. We don't have to. And the Jackets stormed the field with their 2nd state championship in the last 4 years, your 2nd state championship in your last 3 trips to the Dome, Calhoun's high school's 3rd state championship, and this is one happy scene.
Yeah, it is. So those kids deserve everything they learned from last night, because it was a great atmosphere and it was a great win for our football program.
A great win for the team. It just when you start handing out kudos and accolades, you just start with just everybody. It's just an outstanding situation. The guys' attitude, as Casey Stengel has said, it's easy to get talent. The hard part's getting to play together. This team played together for a lot longer than 16 weeks.
Yep.
As you said, you and I were talking, on the Monday after last year's football season, when it ended, you had then juniors to be seniors coming into your office on that Monday after that game on Friday in Savannah saying, Coach, we need to get to work.
Yeah, they went to Coach Hobb and myself, and, they wanted to go to work, and they just promised it wasn't going to happen again. And like I said earlier, team chemistry to me, is the most important ingredient to a championship, and we had tremendous team chemistry, starting with the seniors, and we had some unbelievable leadership from our juniors as well.
Yes.
And it was just a great team to be around, and they played well all year long.
Are you? I know your wife fairly well. Are you going to have to do any Christmas shopping, or does this suffice?
That'll work, but I'm sure we're going to have to do a little Christmas shopping.
It is a wonderful Christmas present, an early Christmas present, not only to your wife, to the team, and to the community also. I know there's people just pumped walking around out there.
Yeah, it was a great night, and we got a lot of people to thank, starting with the community and Dr. Taylor, our superintendent, Mr. Green, our principal, and our administration. We couldn't do it without those guys, and of course the coaching staff is. We have one of the best coaching staffs in the state, and of course these players.
Lindsey Young did a good job of writing several articles about this team for the Chattanooga Times Free Press throughout this week. And one of the articles, he was talking to Coach Mike Davis, our offensive coordinator. Your brother-in-law has been with you from the beginning here when you came here in 1999. And one of the things that he said is Coach Lamb has a lot of respect for his coaches, and that respect is returned just as much from the coaching staff. And Coach Davis said, he lets us coach. Mm-hmm. Now, we go round and round about strategy, about how we're going to do things, but he lets us coach. And for a guy that's as detail-oriented as you are, as somewhat superstitious as you are, it's hard to give up that decision-making process, even though you're involved in almost every decision.
Yeah, when we get inside those walls and talk as a coaching staff, we don't always agree with some of the things we're doing, but when we leave that office, everybody's on the same page, and and that I think that's a credit to what kind of guys we got coaching, and just a special group of men, and we're able to work with a great group of guys this year.
I looked at the game plan offensively and defensively, folks, before they went out to practice on Tuesday, and I knew in my heart we were going to surprise a lot of people in the state of Georgia. This team was a favorite in Gordon County and nowhere else in the state of Georgia, and they're wearing the championship crown today. We're going to come back and look at the stingers, the plays of the game. You're watching Coach Hal Lamb. Welcome back to the Coach Hal Lamb Show, and instead of just watching Coach Hal Lamb, like I said previously, let's watch some plays of the game, some stingers. And the first one up is going to be a touchdown by the Yellow Jackets. Big answer after Waco's taking a 7-0 lead.
Yeah, good job right here. Finding Cole in the flats, and that's a good answer. Real big answer after they went down and scored.
Yeah, tie the ball game up after the extra point at 7-7. Our second stinger play of the game is going to be Jairo Wilson. And Coach, I think he blocked this with the instep of his foot as he went by the ball. I'm talking about the general, Jairo Wilson.
Yeah, we could have got more out of this, for sure. It could have blocked and gone in the end zone, but somehow I think he went over the ball.
Well, he came right up the middle. He squeezed right in there, and then Malik Lawrence is going to come up with the recovery of the block punt. We're in great position. Great job by Jairo. Our third stinger is a turnover.
This was another huge play in the game. Big tackle by Jairo, and then I couldn't
Balin.
But like Balin forced a fumble.
Maybe Balin Spector forced that fumble, but Malik Lawrence came up with a fumble recovery. 22 seconds left in the third quarter. We stopped a touchdown drive. Here we go. Statue of Liberty. We roll to the right. We toss it back to Balin. He comes to the left, and he finds Carson Brown.
Great job by Balin, and good job by Kalen pointing to Carson to tell him to throw it to Carson, because we've never thrown it to Carson in practice.
You've never run this play live in a game, have you?
Nope.
Against air. And Carson squeezed inside the pylon, and that turns out to be the winning score. And our last one is Bryson Bushel, last-minute sub on this play.
He's spying the quarterback, and fresh legs, and a great tackle by Bryson.
Fought through the stiff arm, and the fresh legs bring down the tired legs. And Bushon not only tackles the Gatorade Player of the Year, he tackles and secures a state championship trophy for the Yellow Jackets. Congratulations again.
Thanks, Dave. It was obviously a phenomenal year for this football program, and these kids and this coaching staff. Real happy. But I tell you, we couldn't do it without a lot of people, and
you mentioned some of them previously.
I did earlier, but the Touchdown Club, I can't say enough. People really don't realize how much the Touchdown Club does for our football program, led by Terry Brumlow and the board. There's some great folks on that board, and there's some great people that joined the Touchdown Club, and we really couldn't do it without those guys. And I want to say thank you for all of our Touchdown Club board members and the people that joined the Touchdown Club.
And like you said, the folks that run it, as well as the folks that help work, a lot of volunteer hours. If you started counting the hours, my goodness gracious, they were just total unbelievable. 15-0 on the season. The seniors, the only senior class with multiple state championships. They graduate with a 55-3 record in football. Your pound and shoot offense scored 613 points this season for a 41-point average. Your black shirt defense only gave up 152, which is 10 points a game. This is the 6th year out of 7 that you've appeared in the finals. It's the 2nd time in the last 4 years you won a championship. Your 2nd time in the last 3 appearances that you won a championship. It just doesn't get any better.
Yeah, and a lot of things have to go into play to win a championship.
Yes.
And, you know, we stayed away from key injuries,
Yes.
which is very important. And, you know, we were fortunate enough to play all of our playoff games at home, which was
Big advantage.
big advantage for us. And, you know, we took care of every contender and pretender that came across. And, you know, to go 15-0 and, you know, to sit there the first day of practice and say we could have gone 15-0, yeah, there's a chance, but, you know, who knows? And I was really, really pleased with our kids and their chemistry and their leadership was, you know, and I told the younger kids, I said, you want to know how to lead a football team, you should watch this senior class, because that's how you do it.
That's the role model for the younger guys to look up to. When this playoff field started in AAA, there were 32 teams. There was a raft of undefeated teams. Region 4 was really difficult. We beat 2 of the teams from Region 4. Washington County was from Region 3, number 1 all year. We resided in number 2 most of the year, if not the entire season. But when it comes to the last game, the only undefeated team left standing are the Calhoun Yellow Jackets, led by Coach Hal Lamb. They are the state champions for the AAA, and congratulations, Coach.
Thanks.
And if you'd like to watch the Boys of Fall, you can tune in any number of times you want by going to CalhounTDClub.com. That's CalhounTDClub.com. Once again, thanks to Coach Bill Long's video broadcasting class. I'm not real sure who the producers and directors were, but they did an outstanding job. They're taking their kudos off camera. Coach, congratulations again. Folks, thanks for tuning in. You have been watching the Championship Coach Hal Lamb Show.